This is the setup I normally use when I'm capturing events with clients. NAB was recently in town, and rather than lug this around, I opted to make things nice, small, compact, and lightweight. I took the setup using the iPhone 15 Pro, and today I'm going to share with you the breakdown and whether or not I feel like it was worth it. My name is Cree, and on this channel, I talk about tech with context. If you're interested in learning how I incorporate tech into my everyday video production workflows, then consider subscribing. Now, NAB was recently in town, and anytime I'm at these large size conventions in Las Vegas, I'm normally shooting for clients. And in those cases, I'm bringing something like this rig with me. If you would like a complete breakdown of what this looks like, along with some other considerations that I make when I'm using the setup, I do have a video about it. I'll leave the link in the description. But really, for this video, we're comparing this setup and seeing if I can get away with taking a smaller size setup to these events where I'm walking around with clients all day. I'm putting in tens of thousands of steps, and I'm lugging around heavy equipment. So can I get away with this smaller size setup? That's what today's video is all about. So let's go ahead and put this away. As I mentioned, I did a whole video about it. So if you want to learn about all those details, go and check it out. But what I did at this year's NAB is, first of all, the Blackmagic app is out. That enables you the ability to record to an external SSD card. You have all of the different lens options available on the iPhone 15 Pro. You can also shoot in log while recording to that external SSD. And this is such a nice lightweight setup. I really wanted to put it to the test and see what it was like to shoot with this. So let's go ahead and break all of this equipment down. I'll show you all the little different bits and pieces along with the considerations that I made when I ultimately ended up with this setup. Here is the gear breakdown for the setup. I have the PGY Tech Mantis Pod. This is the Moment magnetic mount, of course, the iPhone 15 Pro. We have this clamp right here. This is what I'm using to attach the SSD to the Mantis Pro. We have the external SSD. This is the Samsung T7. This is optional. I actually didn't take this with me at the end of the day, but I'm going to share with you why I might want to have that with me. So this setup starts with the Mantis Pod. The PGY Tech Mantis Pod does come with an iPhone mount. I actually used this the day of, but I'm going to show you another option. This is such an easy way to attach a phone to the top of your PGY Tech Mantis Pod. Lots of terminology here. So all you do is open it up, and then you're going to just attach the phone onto here. This also has a cold shoe mount on the top. Let me show you this right here. Cold shoe mount, so you can attach anything to the top of this mount. This is such a nice lightweight setup. You can use it to vlog, but you can also set it up as a tripod. If I ever needed to set the camera down to look at something at NAB or talk to somebody, it was so easy to do that right here in front of me rather than have a huge camera with a tripod and all that other stuff. As I mentioned, I am going to show you a different way to attach the phone. In this case, I'm using the Moment magnetic mount. This is their taller mount. I think they have a shorter one. I love this mount. It just makes it super easy to attach the phone either in landscape or vertical. All you have to do is just move the cold shoe mount to the side if you want to shoot vertically. But in this case, I was shooting in landscape. So I just had that cold shoe mount up top, and I'm just going to go ahead and attach the phone. Now, again, I want to be able to hold the phone, have the cameras facing outward. You have all these different camera options. And so that's kind of the setup that I went with. On the side of the Mantis Pod, you'll notice there's another cold shoe mount right here. There's also one on top of that magnetic mount as well if you are interested in using that. But I use this clamp by Small Rig, and this is designed for external SSDs. I use this sometimes on my camera cage if I want to record externally. So all I did is I'm just attaching this mount to this cold shoe mount on the side of the Mantis Pod and just securing it. And then I'm taking the SSD. Now you're going to notice there's a sticker on this SSD. This is a magnetic sticker. So initially what I wanted to do was try to just attach this SSD to the back of the phone. You can see that it is magnetic, but it's not very strong. So because it was falling off and I just didn't feel like it was secure, especially at a conference, I went ahead and just went with this magnetic mount setup and the Mantis Pod setup. And then all I'm doing here is taking the SSD and attaching it into this clamp. And it's just, you just spread the clamp apart and you attach that in. And then I'm just running this cable. This one's a little long. You could probably do a shorter one. I just don't have a shorter one. And I'm using a USB-C to USB-C cable. And I'm connecting the cable from my iPhone 15 Pro to the external SSD. Now, if you have an older iPhone that doesn't have the USB-C, you cannot record externally like this. So you will need to have the iPhone 15 Pro at the very least in order to do this. And then, of course, any future phones that come out from iPhone, I imagine it's going to be the same setup. From here, a couple of different considerations. Audio. If you go into the Blackmagic software, you can fine-tune all of your adjustments. When you attach the external SSD in this way, what you're doing is you are eliminating the ability to record externally using like a wireless mic or maybe even some sort of a shotgun mic or anything like that. What you can do in the Blackmagic app is you can go in and you can determine the audio that you want to use, but when you first plug this in, your audio isn't going to work. You actually have to go into the Blackmagic app and set your audio to the microphone that's on this phone. Or if you want to do an external one, you can't because you've already used the USB-C plug right here. What you can do, that's where this Belkin, or there are multiple different types of USB-C to multiple USB-C types. So this is USB-C, and I can actually go up to 4 USB-C inputs here. So what I could do is I could mount this onto this tripod somehow. I can plug an external SSD into one of these inputs, and then I could do some sort of a microphone input in here as well. But this just started to get a little bulky. So in this case, what I decided to test at NAB was I was not going to do any type of a microphone setup. I was just going to test the internal microphone on the iPhone 15 Pro and see if this is a setup that would actually work and that I could go with. First of all, I'm going to say that this got a lot of looks at NAB. I think there were so many people there with huge camera setups or whatever they had going on that a lot of people took a second look at the setup that I brought with me. And a lot of people asked about being able to record externally to an SSD drive like this one. You can also use adapters to record to an SD card. There's so many different ways to record externally, and the only way you can do this is by using the Blackmagic app. You cannot use the video function that comes natively on the iPhone, but the Blackmagic app unlocks all of these different settings, and this was so nice and lightweight that I was able to put in all the settings that I wanted. It was going to record externally, and then I went into the app and I set the microphone to the internal iPhone mic so that it just captured audio that way. So that way I didn't have to take any additional microphones with me, any additional wireless mics. it was just me. I was just recording for myself. And this, again, is the setup that I went with. All in all, I really enjoyed the setup. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use it for client shoots. Of course, it always depends on what the client is looking for, the quality of footage that they're looking for, and really what their requirements are at the end of the day. But if I'm going out and just shooting conferences on my own or events on my own, I am definitely going to consider taking this setup with me. I loved using it. It was so easy to navigate the Blackmagic app. You do need to learn how to use that app, but do I recommend this? In certain situations, I do. These iPhones, the quality of the video that's coming out of these phones are just going to get better and better as time goes on. I'm going to continue just experimenting with the setup, and let me know in the comments below what you think about the setup. Are you using anything differently? What's your experience using the iPhone 15 Pro? And yeah, definitely let me know. So if you enjoyed this video, before heading out, give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. Thanks as always for tuning in, and I'll see you again in next week's